It's not a big deal. Hey guys, it's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to Comic Book and Superhero Month. Yeah, we're doing a bunch of superhero and comic book movies, shows, etc., cartoons, whatever. If it's got a superhero in it or based on a comic, it counts. These are ones that I haven't reviewed yet. So we're starting first with a 2000 American superhero movie directed by Bharat Nalluri. Yeah, I don't know how to say his name. Starring Eric Mabius as Alex Corvus, and the third installment in the Crow film series, which got worse and worse with each installment after Brandon Lee died. Based on the comic book character, the same name, by James O'Barr. Yeah, the film was direct-to-video, so there wasn't much to say. The Crow Salvation. Yeah. Decent film, but I will never watch it again because it's a hard watch. It's so depressing. But it is well made for its time. The next one is it's god-awful, but I'll get to that next time. This one has Eric Mabius. Yeah, he's on death row for a crime he didn't commit, for the murder of his girlfriend, Lauren Randall, who's played by the always beautiful but underused in this movie, Jodie Lynn O'Keefe, who's one of the most gorgeous women of the 2000s. And of course, you know the story. They kill him off. 3 years later, he's executed, suffering a painful death due to lightning overload. And then he comes back and wreaks vengeance on those that wronged him. Kirsten Dunst is in the film. This is what she did before Spider-Man. And the film is 1 hour and 42 minutes. That's with the end credits of about 1 hour and 30-something minutes. It's not too long. So it's not one of these studio-interfered movies. It's only 1 hour and change. Sometimes that's all you need. You don't need 3 hours to tell a good story. And there's villains in the movie. You have William Anderson as Nathan Randall, Aaron and Lauren's father. You got Grant Shaw as Peter Walsh. David H. Stevens as Thomas Leonard. Dale McKiff as Vincent Eric, a corrupt police officer. Yeah, the police are the ones that are the villains in this movie. They're the ones that killed the girl and try to rape her. But again, it's pretty messed up. Fred Ward is the captain. He's the big baddie. Rest in peace, Fred Ward. And it is well made. The action is low budget, but it's done well compared to Wicked Prayer. And it's not going to be for everybody. This is an acquired taste because after the first one, the sequels are just not as good. And it does have the atmosphere of the first film. You know, I'll say that. It's a different character. It's not Eric Draven. It was a little more entertaining than the second one. Oh, definitely. That was a cartoon. Like the lead that plays the Crow there is absolutely terrible. He's worse than Eddie Furlong in 4. And that's because he has an accent, which doesn't make any sense because in the first movie, Brandon Lee didn't have an accent. With some slicker, gory deaths. Yeah, there's a lot of gore in this. So the soundtrack is pretty decent. It's very R-rated, so don't let your kids watch this. A lead who doesn't throw you off with a cheesy accent. Yeah, exactly. And Mabius does a good performance. Very intense. And the movie, like I said, it goes at a fast pace. It doesn't slow down. It doesn't do like cult stuff like they do with the fourth one. So it is a very open. It's a story that goes by quickly, and it's kind of like the first one, but it's not beat for beat the first one. The makeup is not as good on his face, but it is what it is. And if you've seen the movie, don't like it, I can understand. This isn't like Infinity War or the third Thor movie or something like that. It's got a lower budget, but not much for effects. You know, you're just going to get gunfire and stabbing and practical makeup and a crow that follows them everywhere, just like in the first film. It was released on DVD and re-released on DVD in 2014. It was released in a triple feature with the other Crow films. Well, I don't need those. I'm glad I watched it. But it's just depressing. Like I said, the ending, you know what's going to happen. He's going to get revenge and then go with his love in the afterlife. I'm like, yeah, that's a little bit too sad for me. I like characters that don't die at the end of their films or in the beginning. And like I said, it has merit to it if you want to look for something a little bit less budget. But this was one of the better sequels of this franchise. Yeah, it's the only watchable sequel because City of Angels and Wicked Prayer are terrible. They're not watchable at all. They're just horrible. This one at least has a decent cast and, goes for it. And it doesn't drag. Also, Walter Goggins is in the movie, and this is years before he did Ant-Man and the Wasp. Or his voice work in Invincible, which I'll get to when I finish that first season. But it is what it is. I wish Jodie Lynn O'Keefe was in the movie more, and it wasn't so depressing at the end. I get these supernatural abilities he has, getting dodging bullets and everything, but his franchise is depressing, even the first one, because Brandon Lee died working on the film and he didn't need to. But it is what it is. I've never seen the TV show, so I'm not going to get to that one. But this Crow Salvation is decent at best. If you're looking for something to watch that's cheap, short, and not a DC or Marvel movie, this is definitely worth watching once. So I give it that. Thanks for watching, guys. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge this film just once. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next review, maybe tomorrow. So see you later, guys.